Hello everyone, it's Queen Shelly Cosplay here, and welcome to a real, actual game that's really by KFC. So it is the I Love You, Colonel Sanders dating simulator. Um, I have only seen this played once, and it was actually by Game Grumps, and they did not finish their play, or they did. They technically got an ending, but they got an ending very early on. So I have not seen most of this. So we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna see what happens. So, yeah. I'm very interested to see how this goes, so I will see you in the game. Alrighty, so I don't know why it says continue there, because I've never opened this game before, so we're gonna go with new game. Good enough. Yes, we are recording. Also, should probably note that I'm not sponsored by KFC, but I do love their fries. Which I think I talked about in another video, funny enough. You sleep softly in the morning, sun cascades a warm glow through the window of a modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in this moment forever. Or you could wake up now. Now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Lying in bed, stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by, and you find yourself imagination getting away from you. You'll need to take this seriously. You allow yourself to daydream thinking about the future. We need to take this seriously. I better make sure to arrive prepared for the first day. You bust through your morning checklist, teeth brushed, hair combed, pits deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head for class. Just what you need to get your blood flowing. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend, Mirima? She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Queenie! Are you excited for the first day of your rest of our lives? Actually, because I am excited. A little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. That morning is made for breakfast, but, well, what I ate, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm not good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Please, raised by master chef parents, she always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since you were a little babe playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But the University of Cooking School Academy of Learning's famous 3-day-only semester, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should we pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? We'll pep talk her. Remember last month when you saw the fortune teller and had her tarot cards read? The lady in the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looked spooky, but she was so sweet, and she told you that you were destined for great things. Remember the card for the fancy-looking tower, and the other card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit? I've been waiting so long to meet a handsome fellow, I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time we'll be graduating, and be delighted the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all, and if not, at least I have a killer bangs. Can you believe I cut them myself? You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Before you get another word out, you're rudely interrupted by someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hand and onto the ground. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She gets everything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. Leave Queenie's shins alone. You're perfectly normal shins. Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone knows what's perfect shins look like. It's us. You're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van Van, the man, has stopped looking at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Ahem, Van Van. You rang. You've never been sure what the argument is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but subtly more devious. I can't believe the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us as professors. You amateurs can learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, you're just not time to properly tell those two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. See you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it.
Oh, oopsies. I think it's broken.
You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick.
I love you.
I think you mean thank you.
My name's Pop. I'm named after my Pop. He's old.
Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Queenie, so are you gonna make me hold this door all day?
Nope.
And with that, the young man walked into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where it is. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium in front of the class. Adorable.
No, quiet down, everyone.
Hey, it's unreasonably cute Pup, and why is he in our culinary class? He must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of USCAL.
Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof.
What a cute dog is your professor? This is the best school ever. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking out all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around and you swirl the cherry blossom petals, fill the air inside the classroom.
I'm chilly. Someone please close the window.
Gosh, it's going to be hard keeping all these voices straight. And then he walks in. You immediately swept up in the aura of a new student in his remarkable goatee. Who knew that anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him!
It isn't our favorite student, Harold.
Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom. As Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks, suddenly the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to beat across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And over there must be sweaty sweats a lot. Maybe you should open the window and back up before faucet pits melts the puddles and evaporates entirely.
Hold on just a second. Nobody talk to my friend like that.
You both know my name. We're in the kindergarten class, and what is with all your really weird insults? Besides, when Queenie sweats, it's not gross, it's beautiful. Look at that shimmer. Take a moment to clean ourselves up. It's a good thing you didn't forget about that deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot. Professor Dog says to settle down and set some ground rules.
The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning is the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood, and there might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle, and you will lift those sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. And then, just another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, I'm sorry I'm late. I hope everyone has a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You are the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place?
Don't you recognize me? This is my 3rd year in the school, and with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly.
Does no one remember me? You are expelled if you utter one more word before I finish! Let the bell listen to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels.
You turn to see a student Sparkles is referring to, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance.
The
class bursts into laughter.
Oh, Clank, you rascal.
Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep whiff.
Your diet is lacking. Based on what you picked up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself.
You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. But what kind? Beef treat, rubber ball, chicken snack? Chicken snack? We are playing a KFC game after all. You reach beneath your apron and return the chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkles' eyes go wide and he locks onto it. His favorite.
Well, if there might be some competition for our new student.
The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving his hands slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted success in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times.
Settle down, young chefs. Take the seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation.
As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seat, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain.
Hey, Queenie! There's still a seat here!
It seems that no one have claimed the seats next to me, if you're interested. 2 good options, but which will you choose? Excuse me, but I'm here to date the Colonel, so I'm gonna go sit by him. You move to take the seat by Colonel Sanders. It appears to brought no books, no pens, or pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident in his desire to learn. Thanks for offering me the seat. I only have 2 rules. Do all you can, and do it the best you can. It's the only way to ever get a feeling of accomplishment in something. That's so inspiring. A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. As soon as you settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement.
Think fast. It's time for a pop quiz. Yay, a quiz about the
incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you're all ready for life as a culinary school. Keep your knife sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If a train is traveling at point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely important. And also, it's extremely important to wash your hands all the time. Just saying.
That's right. Forest is a tree, is a chicken, is to
a feather? Because none of those other things made any sense. That's right.
That's the most efficient eating utensil ever created.
A spork.
That's right.
Did they invent the spork or did they just use the spork? Because I know I always remember eating with a spork at KFC. What food is best for a broken heart? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Camel meat, a pancake that looks like a silly face. Anything.
That's all right.
Is Sprinkles a good boy? No, he's talking dog teaches culinary school. He's the best boy. Yes. He is best boy. Sorry. My dog is best girl, but he is best boy.
That's right.
Perfect score, 5 out of 5. Your total score is... Wow, be honest, did you cheat? You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Aw, thank you. Hot diggity, Queenie, you just scored major Colonel Sanders points with that performance.
May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch!
Wow, the cafeteria is nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wastes through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters.
You smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good.
Everyone, can I have your attention?
Is it about lunch?
No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was... Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement.
Hey,
It's about lunch. Everyone cheers.
but Shush! Lunch, lunch, lunch!
She said shh. In honor of the new semester, I prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch.
That must be a smell I smelled!
Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented. But were the rumors true? Is this... Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. It contains glimmering in the light. Piled higher, huge pieces of chicken, breaded fried to a crisp, golden finish. The aroma envelops you and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled the bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve a perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that is all to say about that. What, you think you want a stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw. Nah, my dear, nah. I'm just, drafting a last will and testament in case, one of these ingredients, poisons me. Got him. He looks nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at a sick burn. You wait to see what Zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach.
Yeah, and I was just writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew the moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender.
You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van, the man. If you don't want any,
I'll take his.
Oh, sorry, that's me. I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I mean, I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow castmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of the bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you into another dimension. Alone with your taste buds gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind and meditate for the moment, try and identify every flavor, savor the moment, everything that tells you the Colonel Sanders culinary heart, swim towards the light. Let's go with this one, again, because we're trying to actually date the Colonel here. So, the flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure heavenly. What a guy. Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man? For flavor? Are they the same? After tasting the food, you try and get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wonder if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? Ha! How bold of you to ask! An idea! I had a new combination of flavors that will make my fortune and establish my legacy for all times as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own, and that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester's only getting started. But we've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He clearly not giving it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel. Shouldn't learning be fun? You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure it's truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Wow, I never had guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure you could get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in a huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared while everyone else is still in the cafeteria. You decided to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. I'll be right back. This is too much talking. I need to get a drink. Be right back. Stay hydrated, friends. That's good. Okay. And one last check. We're good. Okay. Oh, it's you again. Oh no, that is Colonel Sanders. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school building. I think about how the story will continue after I've graduated. It sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I'll leave my mark on this world, and you can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is a perfect moment to show your personality to him. Nagging to show him your strength, wow him with a big idea to add additional ingredients to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. We're gonna go with the last one. Well, I just want to tell you that I really enjoy your food. Now that you've got his attention. The flavors are complex but comforting. They interplay between salty, savory, and peppery. It was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Queenie. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know, you only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step in the massive cooking arena, where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show off our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no. We have to show off our stuff. What if I'm totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything, except maybe kisses of the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature, adorable, tiny food creations.
Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, I'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off.
Naturally, Mirma looks at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle the lesson as a team? A team of two, that is, me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner? Sure, Queenie. I'll prepare our station. Without your partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice.
Hello, partner.
Oh my, two potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for being alone forever. For not being alone forever, probably. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? I'm gonna go with Clank because Pop is kind of a dumbass. I'm sorry. I tried to think of a nice way to say that, but there wasn't really a nice way to say that. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today.
It's okay. I already ate.
It's not entirely clear if Pop had any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hold on there, fella. I don't even know the assignment yet.
Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him.
Tissues? I hardly know you.
Clank judders and panel shakes loose. You get the impression that it is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork.
I rate you too. For today's lessons, you're gonna keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the setups. No chef is an island. It takes two flints to make a fire. You get the idea.
Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. Duh. You always been something of a down-home chef. You think we could make something warm, inviting, and comforting? Maybe mashed potatoes? And gravy! I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to beat red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please let me pick perfect produce. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine.
Looks like you're getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders?
You're just cooking partners. Mind your business.
Sanders' heart is my business, and you better keep your fingers off my man.
Did someone call for me?
No, geez, Van. While I was over here crushing Queenie's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. What's the deal? That was the deal, remember?
Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Colonel Sanders, oh, howdy there, Ashley. And Van, you're working quartet instead of a duo now.
Actually, no. It looked like Queenie was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. Like, a young amateur chef needs a lot of mentoring.
I was gonna say, Colonel Sanders... Sorry. Dude, I was gonna say, Colonel Sanders... I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Doubt it. Yeah, this is not easy.
Don't be rude, Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concrete creation worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that was positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complete complementary shadows? We fit together like thighs and drumsticks. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley's really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Miss Sanders of hunks in this time of need, turn to Miro, your favorite bestie who always has your back. We're here to learn and to express ourselves via my cuisine, not bicker about prima donnas. Partners who are chosen at the beginning of class, so let's all respect the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I choose Colonel Sanders and Colonel Chan chose me. Isn't that right? A business respects all fair agreements from contracts and handshakes. I took on Queenie as my partner, and for this activity, I stand by it. Based on your teammates' behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Queenie's natural Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Queenie's natural talent or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sparkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's your natural passion guided through the steps you know well, and your attention was elsewhere. You know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand, he holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mounds of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you, which reaches out and grabs hold of. But he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this craziness world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together you dig utensils into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up, and then you see Ashley with her sinister look. You know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the spork of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van, do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dipping mashed potatoes in gravy and realizes that it is delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something that's so much love and integrity? Hold it right there, Queenie. You do not lace food on a broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expected better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I have potatoes, face?
Van rushes back over, covered a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. Just a few minutes, and I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon a spectacularly braised tentacle octopus. My skillfully saltwater sauce planted a battle axe blade forged by its supreme chef ancestors.
You've ignored me for too long. This ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will look on me with envy.
The interrupting student rushes at Van Van and swipes the bite of his signature dish right off the plate.
No, you don't! Something about the dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think that the octopus was rushed. It may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic.
It's too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something on in the oven.
I don't feel so good.
It killed him! Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle's been slurped into Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then almost immediately back his obvious self.
Oopsies. Tastes like poison.
The entire class is gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd as they are motionless as statues. The bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money.
Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here.
Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student, all the nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home.
What, like, for real? Oh, come on.
You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know that it's not a great representation of my skills. I don't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became a passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Queenie. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream and that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working towards that dream day and night, never stopping, never resting, also lifting lots of weights, like so many weights. You should follow your dreams with all your heart, that your soul may grant them like wishes floating in a shooting star. You... Shut up, the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story! Are you forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also know you killed that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him! We're talking about me! I'm the hero! Spork Monster. The Spork Monster is here to fight a hero. I think I left the fridge doors open. Later, nerds! What the hell is going on right now? What the fuck is that? How dare you threaten me? I am just letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level.
Be very afraid of me, because I am a monster, see?
Are you rhyming on purpose, or is it just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, a turn-based fighting sequence. What will you do? Attack? You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage. It's just got really good. The attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack. You hit with hot gravy at you. You would take 1 damage. Defend? You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Trepidation. You continue to stay back and endure whatever comes your way. Seems like a pretty weird strategy, but okay, sure, you do you. Spork Monster focuses his mashed mind and draws energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow large and more intimidating. How will you respond? We decided to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster unleashes utensils that take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. I don't know what else to do. His oozing cheesy sauce of the law quad. I wonder who's going to have to clean this up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for ultimate attack. Rounded edges. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. What the fuck? Pot pie power pinch! Pot pie power pinch does 10 damage! Spork Monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night. Forget mercy, finish him. Spare this wretched beast. You manage to tamp down your disgust in the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he's still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this.
I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back, like you said.
The Spork Monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears to be the first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. What the actual fuck is this? Just, you open the cover and find a library tucked inside. A library card tucked inside. The last name is signed out is to Bork. Bork. That name sounds strangely familiar. The blood is pumping as you stand quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you're tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. Your dreams you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild vision you had, where the memories or premonitions. And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you. Oh, right. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because you already trust it so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet with your besties in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with Spork Monster, she launched into her own story. Okay, I know you might sound like strange, but I think I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know it sounds like moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. I got the taking after class and he actually taught a really sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. But he's so popular, and he's voted prom king at school, and he didn't even go, and it was also the convertible that he himself rode in the front of the homecoming parade. I think maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it's best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I'm with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. You're a thing now? Definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you? I mean, I guess. Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have any idea about how to prove that your love is real? Well, if it's not into me, why did you tell me it was a secret ingredient? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that a secret ingredient. Is that a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lonely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created of super duper rare dried flower petals. And with that, it did him a big favor, and I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. I was so nice I even met up at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever, anyway, we both share this interest in cooking, so we don't stand in touch. So we've stayed in touch, and like pen pals. I bet you would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt that's much use to anyone. Please, please, I would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? You should protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? Make up a fake ingredient. Because although, yes, she's my bestie, besties have a time and place, and relationships have a time and place. And yes, you can balance them, but right now, sometimes you have to focus on one relationship, and she kind of has to understand that she's really your best friend, and she'll still be your best friend after this. You quickly think of a fake ingredient. I don't know. How about it was Eye of Newt? I know it sounds like some kind of witch potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt? Wow! Her eyes light up, imagining such a thing, and your fingers that satisfied her curiosity, and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does this thumb thing on the phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she is definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in, and cherry blossom petals fall in the air. The Colonel Sanders has arrived at school on a horse! On a freaking horse! Stand back and admires majestic glory, run to him. We're gonna go to him. I mean, he is our boyfriend, right? You decide the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely he'd sleep you up in the back of a stallion and ride away together. That'll show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel. However, the sudden movement surprises the horse and it rears up, kicking you directly in the face. Well, fuck. The force of the blow completely knocks you out cold. In the darkness, you see a vision. Ghost of Soon. Ooh, Queenie. I'm here to deliver a message. Not this guy. It is important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know it is serious. I have been trapped in a realm beyond realm. A great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times. And my name is... But before you could continue, you suddenly awake. Ah, jeez. You awake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices, or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Compliment the craftsmanship of his horse's shoe, or lean in for a kiss. I really hope this doesn't backfire on me, because I really don't want to compliment the shoe that just kicked me in the face. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know him for a day. Are you really sure? I guess you must be. You put your arms around Colonel Sanders' neck and pull him in for a kiss. But he turns his face and you awkwardly kiss his ear. You can feel him shudder. Too soon. You clearly mistook your passion for love. Your soul crawls inside yourself and you instantly die of embarrassment. Game over! No! Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna try that again. Maybe you shouldn't be riding a horse to school, and maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who is in the wrong here. But one thing's for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy. The horse has beautiful shoes. I could feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressed into my face. That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappeared in the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your 2 rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding, and you know it must be really, really bad. Like, counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. You try and get a peek over at Van Van's hulky shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make a little beat and mind your wax, honey? Tell him to stop acting immature, act like you're not interested, but really try and get a closer look. Tell them to stop acting immature. You immediately dress their rivals down to their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. A kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Now, you've upset them.
Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules?
I'm not sure you know what a good meal if it ate you.
Being the best chef in the world makes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache.
And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book just like the one you found after encountering the spork monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the clock. Ashley immediately elbowed Van Van, who hid the book behind his back.
I don't know what you're talking about. That book is family heirloom, and it contents are secret.
You notice that you haven't been studying the book. They just got pinned into the wall. They haven't been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth.
We're playing.
And before you can dig in it any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class.
Flip it.
Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolled over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch your bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything.
Was a wump. Do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp.
And your mother No, your mother was a stand mixer.
Where
Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room.
Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazy men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them.
Ashley's tone was completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, I don't. What do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on.
Maybe I can help you with the business plans.
Just then, Sparkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog.
Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I am now here, and I hope you're ready to learn.
Rubbing his furry belly, he loves it. Sprinkles stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. The scent left from the Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps up on you and licks your face. Down, boy, down! At that command shouted Colonel Sanders and snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that.
Sorry, I got a little carried away.
After he catches his breath, Sprinkles remains control of the classroom.
Without further ado, I will arrive the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken.
You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly you do.
Which is why in 1776, the sign of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name.
But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders and miss most of the important parts. When it comes to Sprinkles holding a tray of food in front of you.
Well, Queenie?
Naturally appears to be a sample platter. Which item do you take? A glass of water, a simmered pepper, a dog biscuit? A shimmering pepper? Question mark? A brightly colored pepper stands in front of you, out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way. So naturally, you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spicy hallucination. It feels like forever as a trip through your universe. Gosh, how many times am I going to go into this?
My friend. Ooh.
This guy again?
And I'm giving you a important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is...
Sorry, I still think I got some spice stuck in my throat.
It's fine. I'll work through. Cough. To fulfill the prophecy, you must...
You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness.
Aw, man.
You come to and find everyone is staring at you. The peppers was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention.
Well, Mystic Stays, I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch.
Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared
via timed competitive cook-off.
The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Is everything competition with you two? Yes, yes.
Yes. Well, not with me. I'm a personal journey to learn, to love, and to learn to love. Sure, why not? But definitely not to constantly battle. Hey, stop getting your genres crossed. Don't you have some portable monsters to capture or something?
I need to eat. I'm going to have an energy sustain my education and pursue my dreams of being a master chef.
Hey, any of us supposed to get anywhere if we constantly fending off challenges from every know-it-all in an apron? Besides, I already brought my own lunch, Queenie. You should have it. It will give you the energy you need to succeed.
Mira reaches out and presents a gift to you. It's a special grilled cheese tomato soup with chocolate milk to wash it down and tartlet for dessert.
It only takes you about 5 seconds to eat Miriam's tiny food, but it's just what you needed for motivation.
You know what? I learned enough for today. Let's battle.
Really?
Just the thing, reach a boiling point, things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle stepped in. Surely he puts a stop to this madness.
Now, students, please step down. This is a lunchroom, not a sporting court.
Finally, a little sense, you breathe a sigh of relief.
At least not until we turn on the timer!
Just as a huge light blasts in your face, flashing the words, timer ready.
This is what I'm talking about. Aroo!
I stand corrected.
It's time to battle, you want. It's a battle you get. My bestie can best the best of them.
Best believe it.
Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now it's my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself.
You had a chicken and you made a mashed potatoes and gravy on day 1, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for those potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. Oh no! What were you thinking, Queenie? Get your head in the game. You're going to need to season the chicken before you cook it. You don't Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. 11? That's right, you might not know all the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wag intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind? Ah! Beginning to get it together. Get it? I'm a dog. I've never wrong time for some dog jokes. I'm begging you. Oh. Next classmate is rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You're a better pick for the pace if you want to survive. If you were a child and your father told you never to forget you came from, every day your meditation advice to draw energy from that place. Now you would be a great time to harness that energy. So where does it come from? That's right. This is your shot. You're not going to miss it. Aroo! You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Silence? That's right. You can taste the cooking. They'll be taken with it that they'll be unable to speak. You notice Colonel Sanders is out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Queenie. Is actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing he wasn't watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you could think of is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravies would it take to fill a traditional Victorian? What are you thinking? Get your mind back into the competition. Grr! You're standing on a desert island with only one desert cookbook. What do you take? What a hunk! I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focusing on a challenge? You're falling behind. Sorry, this question. Ah! You have to do crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits. Woof woof, you're really struggling to keep up. At the next section, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make time, you toss biscuit dough and start mixing. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes.
Slip.
I know you love nothing more than to spend a fellow appliance utensil in a kitchen battle, but something that means sacrificing a personal touch. Or, I might not have any hands, but Queenie does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hands in the mixer to rescue your dough from its overmixed. Queenie, no! But you're fast enough and your hands get stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What I often find is that its easy way can turn out too much more difficult.
Everyone, stop what you're doing right now. The battle is over.
I can't believe it. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. It simply can't... Oh, sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply cannot go on.
Aw, that's too bad. And here I am with a complete dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default.
No.
It wouldn't be fair to compare the two, not on account of Queenie's injury.
You see Sprinkles begins to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish.
But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared.
Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skip straight to dessert. Under the white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. You're going to ask Queenie to be the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring the creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me a strong, sturdy hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing ingredients hidden within. Inside, you find a delicately fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and a pearl of blueberry glee. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed, as he dips his fingers in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley?
Oh,
As he places a sauce-covered finger onto his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize ready to feel. Put yourself between Colonel Sanders and Ashley. Internalize it. I don't need to get in any more fights right now. Your rage burns so intensely that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch on fire, turn to ash, and then fall off on your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run on the quad to be alone. Beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside, a storm rages. At Colonel Sanders, you're probably here to tell me that Ashley are in love and are decided to get married. And you won't even ask me to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from the run-in with the mixer and the small fire. You should get that checked on. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'd never be a master chef. Failure is part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you ever think I've failed at anything before? Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. It's always a man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successfully motivated. Well, handsome, sure, but I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. This one is especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. Lost my business partner to a gunfight? I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume they've got it all together, which is true now, but that hasn't always been the way. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. The Colonel Sanders changed his focus so you can see something intent inside of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. A new dream is pure. It is honest. It is something that humble men in a crispy white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make you up for my past misdeeds.
Yay!
Just as the moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. A battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. Really? Bork?
It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe I shouldn't really, but I won't see me anymore, but I just wanted to say that I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know I haven't, as like always looking over your shoulder. monstrous problem solver. Am I right?
Aw, thanks, Bork. I'm glad you're no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can be a person under a lot of stress.
Oh, I know that it's strong, and a cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a sport monster, you see.
I don't believe it. You were a human once?
Well, no, I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student until one day Mean came with a magic spell that could cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed.
A magical spell book?
Precisely, and I produced a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I've lost it, and I cannot find such a book. I beg you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who can cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I will be there.
It sounds like you're some bad cooks in the kitchen of life, Queenie. Together I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite. You can imagine what Colonel Sanders must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Oh no! Every day you can be adventure if you appreciate it with the right attitude. Long ago I made a decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perked up at the start to wonder what dish you might be describing. I meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? You've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it secret just for you? Well, he gave me a secret ingredient, so we'll be nice. You decided that you're ready, and you'll even, as you'll ever be, to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. You present it to you. My original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' luxurious hideaway. Magnificent! Together you chow down the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold onto the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look at closer at. Each item is radiant memories and emotions. Tap on the item to discover more about the Colonel. I want to see these pictures. I feel like this is an urn. So let's go with the baby picture. Oh my god. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and a mustache combo he sports, you figure they must be the Colonel Sanders himself. That or maybe the drumstick that he seems to be waving it like a rattle. You framed a baby picture of just themselves. Probably the same type of person that would make their own face the logo of the company they founded, am I right? Tap 9 and discover more about the Colonel. Let's go with the urn. Let's take a closer look at the large urn sitting on the nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. Well, also, that's not as bad as I expected it to be, so that's fine. I don't know what... That looks like... Oh, it's a candle. Oh my gosh. Is that a chicken-scented candle? A scented candle? You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? A piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of 69? No, it's none of these. It's secret recipe ingredient. It's... Tap on the item to discover more about the Colonel. You open the door in the Colonel Sanders closet and find a row of signature white suits hanging within. You take one off the hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you could look any further, you could hear Colonel Sanders returning. He was a new dish that he had been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan these out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh, crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You tell him you're cold. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. It's just I got a little cold and thought this might warm me up. Colonel Sanders smiles and scoots close to the fireplace. It's warm by the fire. Why don't you come a little closer? Suddenly, everything feels like it's moving too fast. Final exams are tomorrow. You should be thinking about what you're going to cook. I should be home studying. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Queenie. I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take this slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into slumber. Dream sequence. Okay, that seriously hurts my eyes now. You awake a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient that you learned. In some jurisdictions, it isn't even legal. But if it's a recipe, it's a secret, then how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast. I just whipped it up. It's medicalicious? You taste Colonel Sanders' food and let it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? Flatter him. We are in his house, and we kind of don't want to get kicked out, so, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye. He gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking about you? This is all happening quickly. Overcome with emotion and confusion by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all, and University Cooking School Academy for Learning awaits for no one. And you get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you.
Where have you been?
Because I had one heck of a night! I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, But now, it turns out you're fine. I can finally get up and speak to the saga of Mirma! Sure, but I won't believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date! I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. And he had a little mechanical guy. A long story short, he's taking my skydiving with his friends. But things quickly spiraled out of control. You just say skydiving? Is that a typical first date to go in with a talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Mir time to tell her a whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too because Colonel Sanders' house is where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Mirma tells you to move on from the whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter the rivals in the quad. You can tell from the distance that they're picking up Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, he's Pop.
What's a swirly? It sounds delicious.
Oh, it's great. I'll order you up right away.
I'll have a swirly with sprinkles, please. Heh, Sprinkles is a dog and a treat.
Aw, you can get swirlies dipped too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. And there's a horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would... There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You got some nerve, Queenie, suggesting I pick on a fenceless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have that. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer's accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go cooking like that. Might as well give up. I'll never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrives. It just appears things are close to boiling over. A natural, intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school, Queenie? How's that hand feeling? I'm sure they'll be back to fighting form by this afternoon. Are you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke my nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey, chocolatey sauce? It was clear you were passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Queenie. I'm more than capable of enough to speak for myself. Oh, sorry, I got totally mixed up with who was talking. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as well as we walk to class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine arts of fine foods. See you inside, Queenie. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by the interaction with Ashley, you take off the spell book you received yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's a book! It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It appeared to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. I have a grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open the page and covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here to say it will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else? Like not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? It's okay. Fine, it's drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Don't do it? That's stupid? You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sparkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you that's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach some old homework and give him a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait and see what happens. You reach in your backpack and grab him some homework the last semester that you forgot to turn in. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles a sheet of paper like it's a piece of fresh chicken rawhide. Ahem, I apologize for the outburst. It seems cliche, but not much of this world satisfies like undergraded work. My Queenie, you're studying something with cinnamon? I have been sitting on my lecture series around the art of cake baking. How insightful. It actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Queenie, for reminding me to dole out the indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown out of a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appeared to be arguing about, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank language of mechanical noises. Or but no! You had to show it off! Your cool kid friend Jeff and Joan! JJ forever! Watch us from a triangle in mid-air as we descend! Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, you doesn't make it a great date. Bzz. Then take off Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands and you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sleep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burped up a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself is a wheel, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see the entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a spell over the final day of school.
Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition, Showdown Challenge Exam. Still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena.
But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, are you okay?
Okay, I'm mad. I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone?
Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that his breakup is no joke. Even the source of her frustration is still a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise through the final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Mira brightened up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. We're not going to be saddled up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe sort of, but I'm sure your pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else you want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, the whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Mira gives a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I really will review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet the professor dog is going to love it up. While you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea to spend time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it. A location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off Van and the supposed Man and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of recipes you've been working on. Queenie's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. And as soon as you do, the cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Queenie, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big at visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. My pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were cooking something delicious. You usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but last time you let the Colonel get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decided it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but the decision gets hard to stick to when... Okay, yeah, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards, with the oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You know it was a pot pie just from the smell? No, not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie, with that all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else? Oh no, is it burning? Ha! No, I can smell that it's made of heaping helping of TLC. But it still probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles laid down the ground rules.
There are no rules. This is except to cook with everything you've got.
You step from the cook-off of a lifetime. You decided a mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll put you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are preparing wildly elaborate dishes, per the usual, over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She is definitely prepared for a big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. The original recipe fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone has called out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is great. Getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg whoosh! Miriam furiously interjects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, faster blaster! Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roll. Ashley scopes her pastries off the tray with lightning speed.
Shallow personality spatula!
Even Clank gets in on it. 5 dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English?
Is that a singularity, as was foretold?
We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all.
Self-destruct.
Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out, and she's going to use some dark magic to turn the tide. You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you let the opponent fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? You take out your own spellbook and let your instincts guide you to a page you've never seen before. It's summoning a spell that will conjure up a spork monster. Now seems like a good time to add some chaos to the mix.
You have summoned me in the broom cooking arena. So many fun memories of battling in this place in my old life.
In your old life?
I wasn't always a monster, you see, before. No, once I was a student, like yourself, who attended the school.
We've already been over this. Spork monster knows the book you're fighting.
I see what's going on here. Things aren't going your way, huh? But you're my friend. I try to cast a spell on myself to imbue my body with the power of favorite foods. See, you can imagine things did not go as planned. As spell says only cast in case of emergency. They meant it. I'm kind of a pinch here.
Got a better idea? The spork monster smiles, curls up mischievously.
For starters, never cast spells on yourself. Cast them on your rivals. You just tell me who to give you trouble, and you'll very good care of them.
You motion to Ashley, and before you can think better of this dastardly decision, he recites a spell that turns her into a chicken. Now a mere bird, she flaps her wings and glides off into the produce section of the arena, far from her station.
Okay, gotta go. Bye.
Uh-oh, this could be dangerous. You immediately wreck with guilt over the act of blatantly transmigrification. You don't know what to do. It would be poetic justice for Ashley to live out the rest of her days as a chicken, and yet they seem unexpectedly cruel. After all, it's just cooking competition. You turn to the next page and cast reveal spell. Chicken Ashley immediately transforms back into herself. Plock? She's in shock and still exhibiting some chicken-like movements, but otherwise appears to be alright. Is it just me, or does that chicken seem remarkably fresh today? Right then, he realizes that Colonel Sanders witnessed the entire sabotage. He is not impressed. Your heart sinks as you think of how much you might have disappointed him and ruined your chance of any kind of further future together. Fuck! Having summoned a huge setback, you don't know how you could ever... You summon extra power from deep inside yourself. I can do this. I have to have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as a culinary energy flows through your body. Your heart is pure. My hand is steady. My taste buds are being prepared their entire lives for... Yes, Queenie, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power has been summoned, immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspirational monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing this entire life for this moment. I will show the world my cookery! You begin to levitate off the ground, energy coursing through your body. You know that the power you could do anything, except turn back time, which would be super useful because you were powering your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Queenie. You have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today. I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to the station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. You'll manage to make mac and cheese in time almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most deliciously fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. It was aside something unexpected combinations, surprising effect, and surpassing individual efforts. Are you suggesting? If we combine forces, we can form a perfect food union.
Time's up, students!
With time expired, it's a moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare and present your dish. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems like you're missing some students. Pop, Clank. From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that only comes from one student.
I'm flying!
It sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there.
Would you mind?
Inside the closet was Pop, hanging a broom hook from the elastic of his underpants.
Get down from there right now!
Let me guess. Did Van Vance have something to do with this? When someone asks for wedgie, who am I to refuse?
I thought a wedgie was a salad!
Looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as he didn't cook anything.
I can't feel my legs. May I be excused?
Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it is not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material.
Wait a second. Pranks, clanks!
Where's the pressure cooker rolled off to? You wait to hear a signature word beep or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only the 4 remaining students. Please collect your final products. Yes, you've been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, it's time to come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in a savory soup. My word, it's delicate. It's a very tiny... I spy a is that a tiny nurtamaki? I spy a floated itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made of baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pinky dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. It's not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. Even really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. Flash, the entire meal had been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rare do I taste soup. A dish with such love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives a huge hug. Thank you, Queenie. You helped me believe in myself. Then you're up. You describe your dish. I made uni over a smooth egg crusted in an extra when urchin shell topped with caviar. Do you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second? Different colored types of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? It's exactly what I did. A bit much is kind of my brand, doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't. He gets his nose close and count all the spikes. He begins to paw it erratically, causing custard to slosh around. Woof woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grrr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He rolls back his tongue and poked and prodded. Youch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified! A stunning turn of events. You wouldn't have thought that serving food in a bowl made of noodles would make it difficult to eat. Dejected, Van does not go gently into the night. Disqualified? For glamour? Don't sympathy. This isn't the last you've heard of me! Before forcing us to endure with a swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles gracefully laps up a bowl of milk. I know. I am a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next, student Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight rosewater syrup topped with French mirage and connected with sugar glass meringue. Sorry. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food. At a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Queenie? I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley, I might
say it is beautiful. However, it is a cooking competition at a cooking school.
Yeah, which is why I cooked it. And I did an extremely good job cooking it, too. I didn't realize we were having to eat exam. If I wanted to judge on eating, I'd go to College of Eating School for the Hungry. Urgh. I suppose you could smell it. You absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral.
If a food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified.
Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot take her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you! And with that, Ashley storms off, rededicated herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me, either!
In this class getting much smaller, I'll be teaching myself.
You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. 2 chefs? The beginning of a bold, delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examined it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays.
Just when I thought it was everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. So delicious, in fact, everyone passes the glass. You pass, and you get a pass.
Everyone gathers around the partakes in the mac and cheese bowl. You all see transcended in reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is impressive, even if Van and Ashley are drawn back in by the magnificent fragrance. With their gaze upon your mac and cheese bowls, you admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed, everyone has passed, and there are supposed to be more battles, but come on. How could they be better than this one? And now the school year is completed and everyone has graduated, the students return to one last assignment. Get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve for the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking area, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy.
DJ Dog in the house! Wow, wow, wow!
You know that Sprinkles is a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they're committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting.
No ghosts allowed in graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws.
I never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to notice me.
Oh, amusing.
And now that everyone is together, it's a spork monster. He's totally mellowed out.
Everyone, the spork monster is no more. From here on out, I prefer everyone refer to me by my name. Party Monster!
Students try to finish what they had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up in talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Ejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking and knows she's going to do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom, just like Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He arrives in the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking in the red carpet, he perched atop a dirty chef's hat. You see perched atop his dirty chef's hat a crown?
Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured the least we could do for your school's dean.
Oh, now I get it.
And now you got a new wing in the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of a chancellor of Saskatchewan. The music of the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparkles and electric hissing. So basically his daddy bought it for him. Cool. It's Clank, who's arrived late to the dance. Now that you've graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank. I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? Really? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Mirma, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I just begun to learn who I really am. Isn't time for me to devote my life to figure out how you are, Clank?
You're blown away at Mira's maturity. It's pretty clear that she's managed to surpass you in that regard.
I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird.
A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he'd been prepared to feed the entire class. However, it is not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken men and not remind people to go out and buy my chicken. The end, question mark. I think I got the good ending. Because, I made it all the way to the end. Or not. No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on the delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting on the edge of the dance floor. Queenie, what are you doing sitting all alone? Just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what qualities you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know. A spicy mustache, a tidy goatee, and a degree of University Cooking School of Academy of Learning, just to name a few. It's truly my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future sketch stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is open and running, we'll be ready to take the day off. I'll be glad to spend it together with you, Queenie. How sweet. I'll never work together. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think that running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be? You found a love connection, but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef. Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with the other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear Queenie, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. So that was the half good ending? Because I didn't get the full good ending. The full good ending would have been if you earned his respect as a chef and as a person. I don't know. I'm very lost. Very, very lost. I'm going to see if there's... Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. We probably will not be exploring the other endings. But who knows? Maybe I really will have an urge to play and see what else there is to offer. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to give a like down below, a comment if you have any suggestions for any games that I should play, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos. And I will see all you guys in the game.